Okay, so here's Tristan. Just finished all his coloring today, so he looks somewhat different. The way I'm seeing him, he actually looks pale still, but it's because the light. Now he's got fuzzies all over him because I just bathed him. His belly button came out a little too dark. I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, I'll try and fix that. But so he came out. This is his coloring is finished, except for in his mouth. I left that alone. Um, he came like that. So, and that's most of that is powder in there, but that's only so that I can get oops, this binky in there. I had to modify it because of the way it looked, and it wouldn't fit in his mouth. So I just finished his coloring. His belly button kind of looks like it would after the umbilical cord part came off. So, that's that. And then here's his arms. His armpits are done. And then creasing inside of his arms. His hands are all done. They look a little better than before. Of course, my camera shows it looking a lot better than it does in the light, but that's just the light. So there's the underside of his hand. I even did his elbow creasing. Just this one. I might add another coat. Um, Probably tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today because he underwent a significant amount of detailing today. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a break. You can see the pink here on the towel. But that's fine. That's all that's going to come off. It will not, nothing more will ever come off. Once I put the powdering on and I do one more layer eventually, the color will be permanent on him. So I did do his little boy parts, but I'm not going to show that on camera. But here's his thighs. Right there. Did the creasing on his thighs. He got fuzzies all over him because he's, like I said, I just gave him a bath. And I did the creasing on his feet. And on the bottoms of his feet, too. That didn't stay very much, so I'm going to end up doing the bottoms of his feet again, but not today. We'll just powder him and get him dressed for the night, for the day, the rest of the night, because it's a little after 2. Actually, it's 3, almost 4 here. So here, I did the creasing on his belly a little more, and on the inner part of his hips. I'm not going to show his little boy parts. And then I did his thighs here. And then I did this foot too, but again, his feet didn't really stay, so I'm going to redo those again on a different day, just not now. I got to dry in between this toe. And then eventually I'm going to do veining on him. They did this one too, but again, I have to redo it again. And I have to redo some of the ones under here, under his, where his butt cheeks are. So he's got fuzzies galore all over him from this towel. And he's quite sticky since I gave him a bath. But there's his face. That's just powder on his face. Since I didn't wash him, really, I just kind of rinsed him. So the powder just kind of sat like that on his face. But I'll clean that off. And the top of his head, again, that's just where the powder was on his ear. But I'll get that off. And I did do his back as well. So there you can see creasing on his back of his neck and just the top of his butt and the behind there too. So I did do that. So he's almost done, but he will be completely done soon. And then my next thing I'm going to do is fix the corners of his mouth. I'm just going to take some silicone sealer and put it in the crack of the right there. Excuse my fingers, they're like super dried up from the water here. Just going to put some silicone sealer in the crack there, and that should fix those. I did his nose so that his nose looks like he has open nostrils when he really doesn't. And the next thing I want to do is get him some different color eyelashes, probably blonde. But here is Tristan. He is just about done. I'm gonna fix his belly button eventually, but done. Oops, I think I showed his little boy part. I hope not. If I did, I'll blurt it out in the video. He's done, for the most part.